Hello, my name is David Daniel Ball, and these are the headlines for Sunday, the 1st of March, 2009. Afghan president orders early elections. Consumers snub Pacific brands as outrage spills online. Dublin cop arrests 7 over Irish record bank heist. Soldier continues grim body search as bushfire threat continues. Obama declares August 2010 Iraq pullout in much the same way as George Bush did. Beginnings of the end for Rudd. Governor General Quentin Bryce has ordered private security briefings. Police hunt radioactive fugitive. And kiss of death, baby died after mum's kiss. And in comments from Piers Akerman, Bligh follows Labour's lost ladies. Despite its huge majority, the Queensland Labour government may follow Western Australian Labour into deserved oblivion at the March 21st election. From Tim Blair, sign the wall. The usual Middle Eastern balance from SBS. It could turn out to be the world's longest graffiti space, the massive concrete barrier separating Israel from the Palestinians. Not separating, but protecting. The wall has saved hundreds of lives. Over the internet, a group of Palestinian graffiti artists is offering to spray paint your personal message on Israel's towering security wall in the occupied West Bank. I'm going with Farfour was a collaborator because that will make the little children feel happier about him being beaten to death. Howdy's down to 6 minutes. Adults gather in Barclay for a mini carbon conference, sitting around a mostly homemade mouth-watering dinner in Barclay storefront. 9 adults swapped ideas on reducing their carbon footprint into a money-saving, eco-friendly tiptoe. How did you make the cheese? Someone asked Alyssa Thorpe of Oakland. It took about 20 minutes, Thorpe said, adding that she started with the milk from local organic Strauss dairy, juice from the backyard lemons, and homegrown spinach. Well, said Sally Nelson of Berkeley, I would say yours is the best I've ever tasted. Besides recipes, the Cheese 9 came up with all kinds of inventive ways, as the report claims, to save the planet. They include lifestyle changes such as reusing shower water for the garden, or buying locally grown food and taking civic action such as encouraging your school district to switch to fluorescent lighting, or your grocer to eliminate plastic bags in the produce section. Language loop. Language continues to evolve in new and unpredictable ways. To keep you in the language loop, here are all the latest key phrases and buzzwords and their meanings at that link I provided. Minds read in part 2 of her ongoing conservative diagnosis. Here's Janine Garofalo. Any female or person of color in the Republican Party is struggling with Stockholm Syndrome. Oh, I don't know. Maybe they just have different ideas about tax policies and such. That's $4,500 ahead from each of us, from Andrew Bolt. Peter Harcher tots up the bill of the Rudd government's astonishing spending spree since just last October. So in 5 months, the Rudd government has created economic and industry support with a measurable value of $90.7 billion. That's the equivalent of the total annual economic output of Luxembourg or Libya. Most of these measures go directly into the taxpayer's tab. The effect, combined with the natural slump in tax revenues that accompanies a downturn, has been a dramatic reversal in the national budget. That is $4,500 of extra spending for every man, woman, and child. How on earth are we going to pay all that back with unemployment rising and growth falling? And that's before we even consider the big infrastructure spending, pension rises, paid maternity leave, and carbon taxes still to come. Britain imports a small war. Britain has imported the makings of a small civil war. By MI5's own admission, there are 2,000 terrorist suspects in the UK, perhaps twice that number who are susceptible to recruitment, as Jonathan Evans, the Director General, put it in January. We don't have anything approaching comprehensive coverage. MI5 deserves great praise for thwarting numerous attacks, but sources say the security service can monitor at most 2 live plots at a time. And attention children, private property isn't a modern story for the children who are fed up with wicked neoliberals as our Prime Minister. Not only is the landowner banned by the mayor from cutting down a tree, but the story ends. Before long, the mayor turned Mr. Pennyfeather's house into her new office. Kevin Rudd would approve. Free markets are a menace. Can't be long before this book becomes compulsory reading in schools, especially in fire zones.